8:55 here, Big 550 KTRS. May is National Better Hearing and Speech Month, and by golly, everyone in radio and television should be aware of Better Hearing and Speech Month. To talk about it is the Executive Director of the Center for Hearing and Speech, Rita Tantera. Rita, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Gina Cato, Chief Language Pathologist. Welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Thanks.
Gina, how's my speech going?
Your speech is going great.
How are my flow words? Can you notice on the radio?
I haven't noticed any flow words.
You haven't noticed any flow words?
Yeah, tell us about it.
It's pretty good. Well, it's been well documented that when I first got into radio, well, I've always stuttered my whole life, and I never went to a speech pathologist because, believe it or not, they didn't want me to think that I was different. So I stuttered my whole life, and the hardest thing for me to say was my own name, Ems. It was really, I couldn't say Ems. And so they named me McGraw-Milhaven, which is a disaster. So I went to a speech pathologist, and so they explained to me, and it was like a whole world opened up to me, and I had no idea how much help you could give people who have a speech problem.
Many people that come in for the evaluation and then therapy, they stutter and they know they stutter, but they don't actually know a lot about stuttering. And
Right.
it really helps to know more about it,
Right.
and that's also part of the therapy process.
It's also one of those handicaps, if you will, that people can make fun of socially, and it's okay. You would never make fun of somebody in a wheelchair, right? But if somebody stumbles over a word, you can make fun of them.
Well, you shouldn't make fun
Oh,
of
no,
them.
I understand that,
you
but I
can't-
mean,
right,
people
right.
do,
They
and
do.
it's funny, whether it's in a movie or in a cocktail
Yes.
setting or whatever else. It's one of those few that people still don't appreciate that it's really hard sometimes to say simple words. Yeah.
I think that's because everyone can identify with stumbling over your words now and then.
Right.
I think what people don't realize is that stuttering is different than that. You actually have physical blocks and can't get a word
Yeah.
out when you stutter.
What they're also saying, I guess, now is that the sooner you teach the kids or you get them into therapy, the better it is long term.
Usually kids that start therapy younger, there's not a cure for stuttering, so they may still stutter as they get older, but they're able to use techniques like you mentioned, flow words.
Right.
They're able to use those techniques more smoothly in their daily lives.
One of the things that really helped me was where they put the headphones on you and they delayed the speech a millisecond. That really helped me a lot.
That can help build some confidence, especially because then you realize, well, I can do this if I talk at a certain rate, kind
Right.
of like I'm doing
It
now.
teaches you to slow down a little bit, and so you hear yourself just a beat later. So it makes you draw out your words, and it's sort of like stretching muscles. It sort of gives you a chance to sort of talk. All right, so what's coming up? What do we need to know? We have a free clinic day?
We have free clinic day coming up on Saturday, May 2nd. It's 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And to call for an appointment, you would call 314-737-5091.
Where is it?
It's at Center for Hearing and Speech. It's 9835 Manchester Road.
And what are you looking for? Are you looking for kids or adults, or what are you looking for?
Both, actually. We have free hearing screenings for both children and adults, and then children also can have speech and vision screenings.
Because a big thing, I remember when we were like in grade school, they would do the vision and hearing test, which I'm not even sure they do that anymore.
Oh, they do it in the schools, and what we do, the Center for Hearing and Speech, tested a little over 14,000 children last year. And it's exactly what you're talking about, Kelly. It's the hearing and vision screenings in the schools.
If you have a speech problem, does that necessarily mean you have a hearing problem and or vice versa?
No, not at all.
So you could have a hearing problem without a speech problem?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Now, children, and Gina could speak to this, children who may have hearing loss are more apt to have a problem with their speech or their language.
Interesting. All right, so where do we need to go, and what do we need to do, and what's the website?
To call for an appointment for Free Clinic Day, you would call 314-737-5091. And you can also visit our website at www.hearing-speechstlouis.org.
All right, and the Center for Hearing and Speech. This is the 17th annual time. 17th annual
Yes, it is. And we see over 100 people every Free Clinic Day.
every day. And then, if people want to find out more about the Center for Hearing and Speech, where do they go?
They go to the website, which again, Gina said is hearing-speech, STLOUIS.org, or they can give us a telephone call on the main line, 968-4710.
That is Rita Tantera and Gina Cato. It's May 2nd, the 17th annual Free Clinic Day for Hearing and Speech. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very
Thanks.
much. We
You got
appreciate it. Thank you.
It is 9 o'clock, KTRS, St. Louis.